First of all, start off by saying we are so excited to share that we have Spotify people coming to the Spotify Challenge. That's going to be so dope. We have people who represent Anchor FM, their podcast creation tool, coming to tell us all about it and how to use it. And they are also recruiting Spotify mentors to come to that Friday and take a look at our creations. That's going to be pretty awesome. I've had some pretty great talks with Facebook this week and also with Take-Two Interactive. How many people know Take-Two Interactive? All right. Okay. Take-Two Interactive are the makers of, they own like lots of different companies that make video games. Grand Theft Auto, NBA 2K. These are huge companies that they're actually doing really well in COVID. If you can imagine, right? Because what are we doing? We're not going out, we're at home gaming. And so they've been doing really well in this environment, and they hire all kinds of people, from accountants to creators and game designers, software engineers, project managers, who just make sure that software is being developed on time. So they need to fill all kinds of positions, and they care a lot about making a difference. And in collaboration with them, we imagined something that would happen after the 10 weeks of the Make It Until You Make It challenge. And that is a job fair that brings all of these companies and Take-Two Interactive to meet you. So I'm excited to report that we are planning a job fair for December 4th, and we're going to invite everyone from your campuses, and we're going to lift up the people who have been participating in the Make It Until You Make It challenge. So there are 10 challenges. If you do 5 or more, then we are going to lift you up. We'll find a way to really showcase you, be it a nice digital image in the back of you, or a place where they will know who you are and you can show off your portfolio of accomplishments over the last 10 weeks. We're going to find a way to make you stand out. And that's why we're also excited about this LinkedIn challenge, because, I mean, let's face it, the resume is out, right? No one's really sending paper resumes anywhere anymore. And it's LinkedIn that really represents your professional profile, and more so than a resume ever could. And so this week we get to introduce you to that. And before we introduce you to your speaker, we're going to have you warm up a little bit by introducing yourselves to one another. We're going to put you in breakout sessions of 2 people, and you'll meet another participant who you probably have never met before. And you're going to pretend that that person is an interviewer at this job fair. Whether it's someone at Spotify or whether it's someone at Take-Two Interactive, you are going to be speaking with, you're going to be imagining this, you're going to be speaking with the person who knows about the job that's just right for you. And you are going to take just 90 seconds to 120, like 2 minutes, to give that person your narrative, okay? Just who you are and what you're all about. Just present yourself in the best possible light, in light of what you've accomplished and what you bring to the table, okay? So, right. So for this next segment, I'm going to turn it over to Tara to introduce a colleague of hers.
Cool. All right, guys. So my good friend Shay here is a LinkedIn queen. She knows the ins and outs of LinkedIn, and she'll be able to tell you more about herself, obviously. But she is here today to kind of give you guys a high-level, like hot tips and tricks for LinkedIn to help you out with the challenge this week. And I'll hand over the mic to Shay now to get started.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to share a little bit about LinkedIn because I think that it's probably the platform that a lot of you are the least familiar with, right? It's not usually the flashy or fancy social media platform that people are usually excited about, like this whole craze with TikTok that's happening now, and everyone wants to grow on YouTube, people want to be big on Instagram, but a lot of people overlook LinkedIn. So something that I learned when I got on LinkedIn is this platform is a lot more serious in the sense that there's not a lot of trolls, there's not a lot of haters. People are here to do business. People are here to look for employment, to look for employees. So everyone is in just a little bit of a higher level of consciousness on this platform. It's a great place to post about personal development, spirituality, wellness, anything that you can do to better yourself in your personal life and in your business life. So all that being said, you know, I think that is why there's so little competition on LinkedIn. So I got on LinkedIn a few years ago looking for leads, like a lot of people do. I was actually looking for leads for my Facebook agency at the time. And I just started posting video content and realized, wow, there's not a lot of people posting video content here. I was standing out. And this was a few years ago, so it's gotten a little busier since, but still very underutilized when it comes to video. So I'm just going to share my screen and kind of show you around the platform a little bit. So give me a second here. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Good, okay, awesome. So here's LinkedIn. So it's pretty much like any other social media platform where you have this right here, the news feed. So you guys are probably familiar with the news feed. You scroll on Facebook, you scroll on Instagram, and you like and comment on different posts in your news feed that stand out to you. But the difference when it comes to LinkedIn with the news feed is it's literally like all LinkedIn is, because if you look, I'll show you an example when I go to my profile. If you go to posts or see all activity, this is where you'll find posts. It'll show you a couple options here. Excuse me, I'm in my back rooms. My internet's a little slow. I have a handyman in my house doing some work, so I'm not in my usual office. Yeah, this is being a little slow. Here, I'll show it's okay. Well, basically, instead of having like a library of content that shows all of your videos in one place, like you can see on a YouTube channel or on a Facebook page even, LinkedIn doesn't have the option to do that. Everything in LinkedIn, when you go to the posts, and hopefully this will show up in a minute here, but it's all in chronological order of what you last posted. Here we go. So like this, I posted 7 hours ago, 21 hours ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. And it'll go all the way down until the beginning of time, until the very first post that I ever made. So it's very hard to consume content on LinkedIn when you're not constantly seeing it in the news feed. So that's why I always say you want to post very consistently on LinkedIn, because content dies and then there's not really a library to go view it on. However, what you can do is when you have a post that performs well on LinkedIn, you can repost it again in the future. A lot of people don't even notice that you're posting twice because, again, there's no library of content. So I always say, more than anything, LinkedIn is like a newsfeed driven platform. And when it comes to making content for the newsfeed, very similar to what you've been learning about other platforms, just, you know, have a headline, keep the video content short, have a key takeaway, have a CTA, you know, encourage people to comment, hey, what are your thoughts around this topic? So they can drop their comment in the comment section, and that helps boost the algorithm as well. So when it comes to LinkedIn, there's not a lot of people making videos. And I actually have a call. It's funny. I know a lot of you are actually looking for jobs. Some of you maybe are going to get on LinkedIn in an effort to start your own business and grow your own company. But I actually have a call right after this with another guy who trains job seekers on LinkedIn and the importance of using video to get a job on LinkedIn. So it's really important that you just start talking about what it is you do. You know, what's the value you provide? Always you want to make content around what would make my target market's lives easier. What value do I know that would make my target market's lives easier? Now, it's a little different when you're looking for a job, right? Because your target market is actually your employer. So you want to be framing all your video content around what videos could I make to showcase to my employer that I have the value they're looking for. You know, start covering topics in your industry, in your area of expertise that would cause an employer to go, oh, wow, you know, she's talking about hiring an HR, and we're actually looking for an HR representative. Maybe this is our person, you know. So always just be thinking in that mindset. And also when it comes to your profile, this is a big one. You want to optimize, I'm gonna share screen again. You want to optimize your profile to just get straight to the point on what it is you do. So I turn individuals and companies into content creating machines to generate growth, leads, and revenue on LinkedIn. DM me today. So you see how I have a little call to action there along with like a very clear message about what it is I do. So I use this formula, you know, I help X accomplish Y. That's it. You know, I help X being your target market, accomplish Y. So for the example I just used, you know, you could say, I help companies hire the right talent that they're looking for. If that's your position, you want to position your profile in a way where if your employer lands on your page, they right away know within a couple seconds of looking at it, oh my gosh, you know, this is the person that we've been looking for. And it sounds like they do exactly what we need. And you'll be seen in even more favorable eyes when you go and when they go, because this is the next thing they'll do. They'll read your profile, but the next thing they do is they're going to go to see all, and they're going to check out your most recent posts. So even if you can't post every day right now, it's good to at least have something there that again showcases you as an expert in that field that's going to make you hireable. And as you can see, I just used like my leftover characters to put in some keywords. So in addition to using your headline to just clearly state what it is you do, you know, oh, I have an MBA, oh, Forbes 30 under 30. That's like, a lot of people think that impresses people, but really people are just interested in the value you provide exactly. They don't care about your flashy awards. So focus on that, but then the remaining characters on the post, you do want to have keywords, because this is how people search on LinkedIn. Is if someone searches video marketing on LinkedIn, because I have it in my headline, it will now show up as a keyword. So definitely like make sure with your leftover characters, once you explain what you do, you use keywords. So that's why I say public speaking. People are always looking for paid speaking engagements or to hire someone. I want to make sure when they search public speakers, I come up. And then LinkedIn video coach. Again, these are other keywords that I'd be using. Marketing is just a keyword itself. Video is a keyword for me. Leads is a keyword. Revenue is a keyword. These are all keywords that my target market's going to be looking for. And then the life coaching and the healing is actually new for me because I just started a new business around that. So it's a little confusing, but I do both now. So that is your LinkedIn headline. This here is a new feature that LinkedIn just installed. It's actually where it's really actually very helpful. It's where you can pronounce your name, so that if you have a name that certain people don't know just by first glance how to pronounce it, you can actually go here and record how to pronounce your name. So that's helped me with reaching out to people. I already know right away how to pronounce their name before I get on a call with them. So you can say your name here, but also, this is what I did. I'm going to show you. You can have another CTA, another call to action in this little recording, because they give you like 10 seconds to say your whole name. Nobody takes that long to say their name. So I just used it to, again, reiterate, hey, I'm a video coach. I'll help turn you and your staff into video creators. So I'll show you what I did, and you guys can do the same thing.
Shay, Rowbottom. Contact me to learn more about how you can turn your staff into LinkedIn influencers to generate inbound leads.
So you see, it's just a quick little hack. It's just another way to show up. And also, people do business with people, right? And this is why I encourage you all to get on video. Like, humans want to hear your voice. So it's kind of like when they hear you say, you know, I help companies find the best talent. I'm a hiring expert. They'll be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, it makes it a little bit more real than just having it in your headline. Okay, a few more things and then I'll open up for questions. So this is my summary. Again, for those of you who are entrepreneurs, this might apply to you more. For those of you looking for a job, it's a little different. But basically, I just get straight to the point. You know, I help you use video to X, Y, Z. And I say very clearly where people can get in contact with me. That's really important. You'd be surprised how many of these summaries don't actually have a clear way for people to get in contact with you, because LinkedIn, as much as I have a million great things to say about it, it doesn't actually have the best messaging software on this platform directly. So it's a good idea to direct people off of the platform. And that's why I have my schedule a link form here. So this, again, you really just want to reiterate your value. You can go into your experience a little, but that's really more for these old positions down here. A lot of times people will like use this about section to start with a story, you know, like, oh, I grew up in the rural lands of Louisiana and I had a goat, and then and it takes them like forever to actually get to like, okay, but like, what is the value you provide? You know, our egos, we love our own story, right? Like we want to talk about ourselves, but always be logical, always be in the mind frame, like, is this information really necessary to communicate to my employer or to my potential employer or to my target market that I'm in fact the person to solve their problem? And then at the end, once you've done that, then you can kind of get into like, oh, by the way, you know, I have a podcast, or by the way, I was Forbes 30 under 30. By the way, here's a personal story I want to share about myself. Do that at the end, you know, use your beginning characters to really, again, just communicate so clearly who it is you help and how you help them. And down here, I just use the additional space to promote my other links, my other social media channels. So yeah, that's basically it. You know, the biggest issue that I see on LinkedIn is just not clear communication on the profiles, not clear communication of exactly what it is you do. We're not looking to be fancy. We're not looking to be different. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, I got to be different. I got to stand out. It's like, yeah, that's true. But really what we want to do is we want to make sure your profile is optimized 100% so that when your employer lands on it, they know exactly, oh, this is the person that I'm looking for this job. And then if you can make content, even if it's just text posts, picture posts, video is my favorite. I think video is most effective for showing your employer who you are exactly, and again, giving that human element. But you do want to have some posts in the post section. If you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't even know what to post, just go to your other platforms, because I know you guys have been doing this challenge where you're posting on all social media. Go to your other platforms and look through your content that you've already posted and find what's highest performing. Whatever's the highest performing that you've already done on other platforms, those are the posts you just want to repurpose and put on your LinkedIn. So that's it. I'll open it up for questions now. And yeah, let's do it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Alexis from
Hi, Alexis.
College. Hi. So how do you think, or what do you think is the best way for people who are transitioning into the next phase or into the next position that has nothing to do with what they did before? For instance, I'm a veteran and I'm now a student, but the path that I'm going into has nothing at all to do with entertainment law. So I'm not sure exactly how to showcase myself when this will be my first time in that sort of role or looking for that sort of role.
Okay, so if I understand correctly, Alexis, you're now going into entertainment law?
Right, that's what I'm pursuing now. I'm still in my undergraduate degree, but I am looking for internships. Like there's so many things that I can do to prepare for that. I just don't know how to market myself.
Yeah, no, that's a great question. You do want to focus on whatever the main thing is that you're going for now. You know, this is a key thing we teach in marketing is like, don't confuse people by having too many offers. Like, hey, you know, I'm looking for an internship in entertainment law, but I'm also a nanny. Hire me to, you know, help your kids. It's like, no, just like focus on one. So that's totally fine if you want to revamp your profile all about entertainment law. And then again, like I said at the end, kind of go into your history. And again, you always have that experience section. I'll share again. This experience section to go into your past. So what I did, which might support you, Alexis, is I actually went, when I started this new LinkedIn marketing company, I went into my old marketing company, which was also marketing, but it was different. And I rewrote the description for this even to kind of like set myself up for what I do now. So I like rewrote my history to kind of frame it into like, this is why I'm so good at LinkedIn marketing, because I did all of these things, So for you, you could kind of be like, were you in the Army or Navy or in the Navy?
Yes.
Oh, Thank you for your service. Yeah, like you could actually, in your experience, say like being in the Navy taught me all of these. And I've not been in service myself, but I know from friends and experiences that this is a common thing they'll say is like the discipline that it teaches you. The discipline that it teaches you is like such a valued quality for employers. That discipline is like no other. So you could actually in your history say like, because I was in the Navy, it taught me, you know, how to have integrity, how to show up on time, how to be my word, how to go for my goals and just be tough and build that backbone. And now it's really carried me forward to be able to move into entertainment law in a way in which I'm very grounded. I'm a rock, I'm a support beam for others. And I would not have that without my history in the Navy. So you see how I'm kind of like using your past to set you up for your future job. And then the other thing I was just going to say is like, there actually is a good community of veterans on LinkedIn. You know, I would still post about it if I were you. I would just post a video every once in a while. Like I know you're aiming to attract people in the entertainment law business, but like just talk about your experience in the Navy, because sometimes those sort of more personal video content can cast the net really wide, where suddenly you get so many people who can relate to your video because they themselves did service or they have a family member who did service. And now you're just getting all this traction on your profile you otherwise wouldn't have gotten, being perfectly niche and being perfectly like only communicating to the legal industry. So I would definitely encourage you to open up a little bit about your personal experience, because it can just get more eyes on your profile, and that will like boost you in the algorithm when you go to do your next post that is more directed at your target market, people looking for interns in entertainment law, and you're going to get more views on your profile that you otherwise wouldn't have gotten if you didn't also post about your personal experience. Another quick tip is doing a search. Here, I'll show you. Doing a search where you can actually look for people who are also veterans. So you can do, if you go to all filters, if you go down here, well, actually we want to do title. So in the title, you could actually search veteran and you could apply it and look for people who've also served. And then, so you look at all of these people who could relate to your content. Now you could start to create a list of people to tag in the comments section of your video post. So you go into a post about what it was like to be in the Navy, and boom, you found us because you've done a search for other people. You just tag them all in the comments with a little caption that says like, would love to hear from other people who've had this experience. Can you relate? Now you automatically know you're going to be, a bunch of people are going to get notified that they got tagged in a post about the Navy, which is also relevant to them. So it's going to boost your engagement.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Yes, thank you. And good luck.
I have a question. So what would be the best way to market yourself if you're not sure what career field you're going in currently?
Oh, this is fun. Is it Fatima?
Yes.
Okay. So what I would do if I was you, Fatima, is I would actually just be honest and make a video about that. Because because the thing is, on LinkedIn, so many people have been in that exact position, right? Where they're like, I don't know what to do with my life. Like I've switched majors 10 times, or I got a degree, but now I want to go back for a different degree. I went into my parents' company and then I just realized I was doing the family business for them. I actually want to do my own thing. Like so many professionals can relate to that. So if you actually just made a video about that exactly, hey guys, you know, how old are you?
26.
26? Hey guys, I'm 26, I'm young, I'm fresh in my career. I don't actually know exactly what I want to do. I'm looking for some input and some insights from other people on this platform. I know this platform is filled with people who've been in the position I've been in. How did you really hone in and find your dream job? How did you figure out what was the right career path for you? If you could just, you know, share in the comments below what your experience has been, I would really appreciate it. People on LinkedIn love giving advice, right? This is like the platform of the experts. Everyone wants to give their professional advice. So I think it would be a great way to just open up a conversation and get traction on your page. Again, you could do the same thing I mentioned for Alexis, just tag people. You could do a search for anyone, or if you already have some connections that you know are active on LinkedIn, tag them so that you can ensure some engagement right away off the bat, because it is important that you at least get some people commenting and liking your posts. Even if you cheat a little and ask your friends, like, hey, can you please go engage with my post on LinkedIn? I'm just getting started. I need to build that momentum. That's fine. If you do that a little bit and you post a relevant topic, which is, hey, I don't really know what I want to do with my career yet. I guarantee you will get a lot of people on LinkedIn who want to help. And it's just a great way to find mentors and start to build toward your passion as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Don't be shy.
Hi.
Emily. Nice to meet you.
My name's Eliza. I just realized I'm on my sister's account.
Oh, hey, Eliza.
I'm gonna change my name. Hi.
Okay.
Did not notice that until right now. That's funny. Whoops. Hi. I'm a sound designer and composer,
Nice.
and I'm getting my master's degree right now at University of Hartford, and am like now thinking about like, all right, gotta get a job doing this, and it's gonna be a lot of freelancing, I feel, and bouncing around, but I like my current goal is to make a website that has all of my content that I've worked on so far. And I'm wondering about like, so you said that LinkedIn is mostly a place where you have your news feed and it doesn't really have a library of your content and posts.
Right. Yeah.
So how would you, like on Instagram, you put up posts and they stay there. So I feel typically that I wouldn't post about it a million times because your feed is like flooded with this one thing. But on LinkedIn, would it make more sense to post about things multiple times or link people to other sites that has your work like in all in one place? Like how would
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I'll actually show you something that you can do. Is you can post your like library of work on a YouTube channel, and then right here in this featured section, you can edit this and you can actually upload all your YouTube videos, because this never changes. This is a stable thing, these featured videos, when people go to your page. So this is kind of, it's almost like pinning a post, right? So you could actually pin a few project pieces here, and you see how I did it with like, I edited it with the bar on top, like this program helped me succeed on LinkedIn. So right away people are like, oh, what's that? And then they click on it and it takes them to this testimonial with a client of mine who talks about how I helped him on LinkedIn. So that's what I would recommend for you. And then what kind of sound exactly? Like, is this like music engineering? Is this like cleaning up podcast audios? Is it like anything?
music right now, but I'm definitely interested in branching out into more like sound effects and like mixing as well.
Okay,
But,
cool. Yeah.
like sound effects for shows for video games for like
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. Okay. You could do a search. I would definitely like build your connections then around people in that industry. So you could do a search for people in the development space who like develop video games. You could search for musicians. It's not huge on LinkedIn, but there are some.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I was going to suggest for you, because you mentioned like, oh, I'm making a website, which is important. But one thing about 2020 that's kind of backwards is like social media is actually more important than having a website. You can build $1 million business with social media channels and never even have a website, because people are on social media. That's where everyone's being found now. It's a little different. I mean, yes, people can still find you in the Google SEO if you have a nice website. But it's actually more important to invest in social media channels and make your website like secondary. Like I look at my website like once a month, like, is this pretty? Should I fix it? Man, because it's not, you know, like very few people find me directly through my website. They find me on social media platforms. So keep that in mind as well. The other thing that might be good for you, for your business, because you're a freelancer, so in many ways you're an entrepreneur, right? Is tapping into the podcast world, specifically if you do really want to dive into LinkedIn and invest more in LinkedIn. Everyone on LinkedIn has a podcast. So just a little tip for you, if you wanted to start getting business like right away, I would actually talk about, hey, I'll clean up your podcast audio, or I'll add sound effects to your podcast. Because if you go, you know how I just showed Fatima, I think it was, or Alexis actually, when I showed Alexis how to do the search in the title for the keyword, in that title, you would just type in podcast, search, start connecting with those people and message them. Hey, I see you have a podcast. I actually do sound producing. if you ever need anyone to clean up your podcast audio, I'm your girl. And like, whew, those podcasts, man, they're a dime a dozen on LinkedIn. So I would definitely say that's like the lower hanging fruit for you to get business on this platform, as opposed to like music and video game production and that sort of thing. But yeah, definitely there's a ton of podcasters here who are always looking for audio engineers.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Yeah.
Eliza, I think Jelena had a question.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can you guys hear?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
That's fine.
So currently I'm a real estate marketer, but I want to transition into music marketing. Should I specify that I do real estate marketing, or should I just say marketer?
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, I would specify the riches are in the niches. So I do think you should specify, but you can still touch on your background. Like I was telling Alexis, like, hey, I was in real estate marketing. It taught me so much. And now I want to pivot to music marketing. But when it comes to LinkedIn, again, it's not the best platform for music marketers. So I'll just be honest, kind of like I was just telling Eliza, you'd probably actually have more luck focusing on real estate marketing on LinkedIn, because that's starting to really pop off. There's way more people doing real estate marketing. You can have so much fun with real estate marketing because everyone loves looking at houses. Like even if you're not looking at for a house, you see those pictures of the beautiful house set up and you're like, you just go through them. It's so aesthetically pleasing. So you can have a lot of fun in that industry. I myself was a musician. That's how I originally got into video and business. And I actually quit music because of how much easier it was to make money in other areas like video, for example. So definitely would never tell anyone to give up on their dreams if that's really where your heart's at. But I do just want to be honest and let you know, when you get into LinkedIn, there's not a lot of musicians here. There's not a lot of like artsy fartsy, right brain kind of create. It's more like business. Real estate would definitely be big for you here. Salespeople, consultants, accountants, lawyers, and that sort of thing. A lot of entrepreneurs all over the board as well. So keep that in mind. But I would definitely, either way, when you do decide what you want to do, stick with that niche and go with it. And again, don't let me kill your dreams. If you go with music, I would just focus on that and type in a keyword search for musicians and start to connect with all the musicians that you find on LinkedIn. Just be mindful, because it is LinkedIn, those musicians might be easier to reach or more accessible on more predictable platforms like YouTube or Instagram, where more musicians hang out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I wonder, Shay, I think you had a time commitment.
Yes, I got to get going in a few. I have another call,
Okay.
but
Are we able to ask one last question?
Yes, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, great. Which one of you has the lucky sort of last question for Shay?
Come on, guys. Don't be shy.
I'll take it.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey,
I was
Chris.
going to say something.
Hey, how are you?
Oh,
Okay, so my question is, what type of content would you recommend for someone that's looking for clientele? Like, I have an e-commerce franchise business, and I'm always looking for new clientele, but I don't know what type of content I should put on LinkedIn.
wow. Well, that's a great business to be in right now. Congrats. I would actually say talking about the pandemic, because so many storefronts, the only way they've been able to survive is if they've found someone to help them transfer to e-com. So like, I don't know your business model exactly, but I would imagine if you start kind of touching on that pain point, like, oh, to all the storefront owners who lost their business in this pandemic, like, my heart is with you, I feel with you, empathizing with them, showing them that you understand their pain and you understand their problem. Hey, it doesn't have to be the end of the world. You can actually move your business online and learn e-com, and I help with that as well. So I would say that that's one angle to take it. And I would actually, if I were you, since there's so many people doing e-com now, I would actually connect with other ecom on LinkedIn. Again, do the keyword search for ecom and start following other active people on LinkedIn who do it. And because this isn't a business I'm in specifically, so I haven't actually seen a ton of content around ecom. But if I were you, Chris, I would just search for other people doing it, connect with them and start studying their content. You know, go to their page, like what are they posting about ecom? Ty Lopez is like a famous ecom person that comes to mind. You could follow him, go to his page. What is he talking about? Which videos of his are performing the highest around ecom, and like, why are those the most high performing topics? Why are people more engaged? And, you know, kind of take those ideas and remix and repurpose them for yourself and make videos around that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And before I go, guys, I would just say, I know you're doing a challenge this week around LinkedIn. Like, I would encourage you all to just do a LinkedIn video before the end of the week. It can literally, this is what I tell my clients if they're brand new to LinkedIn video, just make a video saying, this is my very first LinkedIn video. I know it sounds corny, but like people love that on LinkedIn. Everyone encourages you on LinkedIn. It's a very conscious platform. There's not a lot of haters. So you get people commenting like, oh my God, congrats on your first video. That's awesome. It's a great way to kind of hack the algorithm too, because you get a bunch of people saying congrats on your first video. So the comments start rolling in. So I really challenge you all by the time we meet again on, is it Friday, Tara? Friday? Wednesday. Okay. We're meeting again on Wednesday. It's Wednesday? Okay. Before Wednesday, so this challenge got more challenging, but I definitely encourage you all to have at least one post up on your LinkedIn. I know it can be scary for some of you who've not been on camera yet, but just remember, you're your own worst critic. You're the one judging yourself and the way you look and sound more than anyone else is. Just make a video being honest. Hey, you know, my name's Shay. This is my very first LinkedIn video. My intention on this platform is to grow my ecom business. If you guys know anyone who needs help with ecom, please tag them below. I'm looking to grow my connections. And anyone else who'd like to stop by and say hi, please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm gonna be making content around these topics. Anyone you know who'd like to watch videos around these topics, tag them as well. I'll send them a connection request and really look forward to getting more involved on the platform here on LinkedIn. Boom, simple as that. You can modify it as needed, but I would love to, when I'm back Wednesday, actually check out some of your profiles and be able to live review some of the content you've made and give you feedback on the calls. So that's, I hope I didn't intervene with any other homework you guys have, but that would be my challenge. Okay, it's good. All right,
it's awesome. Part of the challenge.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, shoot a video, you guys, and remember, you don't have to post it. You know, when sometimes we psych ourselves out when we're shooting a video because we're like so focused on it going live. Like, you guys, this isn't live, this is recording. You can literally do it 50 times. You can swear, you can mess up as many times as you want. Just like kind of a good way to get over that fear is to tell yourself, like, I'm not even going to post this video. You know what? I'm not even going to post it. I'm just going to practice. I'm just going to practice filming my first LinkedIn video. And that kind of like removes the fear. I notice that when people are done with that practice video, they're actually like, oh, you know, I actually sound great. I'm not nervous at all. I think I will post this one. So just a little trick for you guys to get started as well.
Thank you so much, Shay.
Yes, you're so welcome. I'll see you guys again Wednesday, okay?
Thank you. You
Bye.
rock.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, Shay.
All right, great. Wow. We are next going to dive into what your challenge is. And Shay gave you a little bit of a sneak peek, but Tara and Simeon are going to actually dive into the details. So I think, is it Simeon that's kicking us off?
Mm-hmm.
Terrific.
All right, perfect. So as Shay talked about, LinkedIn is probably one of, if not the prime, application and pretty much system where you can display your profile and display your professional experience. So we're going to tie into that. I'm going to share my screen for the challenge that we have. Cool, perfect. Let's see. Can anyone see anything?
We got to get
okay. Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. So quickly, I'm just going to go to the design challenge. So practically, one of the first things you're going to do is create a LinkedIn. Some of you talked about either having LinkedIn or not doing much with it. So if you haven't had one, we're going to ask you to create one. Next is to upload a headshot and a description. Shay was perfect when talking about showing your face and doing a quick blurb that talks about who you are and what things that you can bring to a team. And if you're an entrepreneur, you would talk about your skill set. And then after that, upload your resume and accolades. So this can be anything ranging from, your actual resume, or if you're a performance major, showing a video or a piece of music that you have. And then the biggest thing with that is to invite other people from the Fall Series program. So I'm on LinkedIn, and the whole team also is on LinkedIn as well. So you can connect with us. And then if you can as well, get the names of, your fellow students that's in the call. Just sort of connect with them, post this call, post the, design challenge as well. And like we said before, this is going to be very useful for majority of, future employment for the foreseeable future, simply because given the, nature of the pandemic, and also a lot of these companies are hiring through LinkedIn and through other social media apps. Like we said, Spotify as well. They have most of their internships will be on there as well. So yeah, that's definitely what we're looking for the top 4. And then Tara can talk about the 5 and 6.
Awesome. So Shay kind of alluded to it and she didn't know, but so a part of the challenge is that you guys will be creating a video, if you want to call it an elevator pitch, whatever you want to call it, but basically a short video talking about, so people in your network can get to know you, and whether you want it to be just an intro video of like, hi, this is my first video, this is who I am, and put a call to action at the end, like, I'm looking to learn about XYZ, or I'm looking to connect with people in this market. So, create your video, have your caption, use the hashtag make it until you make it, and then you're going to tag 3 friends, whether they are a part of the challenge already or 3 friends that aren't, so that can encourage them to engage with your video and your post, and that'll maybe kind of encourage them to take a look at their LinkedIn as well. So outside of creating the video, we're also going to ask you to share a sample of your work. So whether it's a picture of something you've created or a video of something you created, you want to write an article about it, sharing a sample of like your music, just publish something that shows off your skills and your abilities and what you've done. And that is the LinkedIn challenge for this week. And we'll send a recap email with, this slide, the recording of this, and then we're going to ask you to submit the links like to your posts and tweet it at us, and tag us so we can reshare. And also, if you would like, tag us in your LinkedIn post too, and we'll go and comment and engage on your post as well.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things I'd love to end by saying. First of all, there's a WhatsApp group, and a whole bunch of us have joined, and we're sharing our LinkedIn handle there, and we're all adding one another. And so Tara, if you could grab that WhatsApp group and drop it in the chat window so others can have it, that would be great. I think she sent it by email the other day, last week, and so she'll send it again, I'm sure. The other thing is, despite what Shay said about the marketing aspect, the music aspect, if you're a musician, then yeah, you're probably going to have more traction on SoundCloud or another platform where you can feature your music and like reach your fans with merchandise and things like that. But the music industry is huge, and there are a lot of very traditional, very professional interests in the music industry. And whether you're at the forefront making music and supported by that industry, or if you're somewhere in between, maybe you're representing music, maybe you're in the market of licensing and royalties, maybe you join Apple's team and you're all about their app store and the whole, the way they're revolutionizing the music industry. There's just so many aspects to the music industry, and there's a lot of that music industry is on LinkedIn. And so you can have your foot in, one foot in your dreams, right? I'm going to make music. I'm going to represent my portfolio. And you can have another foot on the side of making money and getting a job and being able to support yourself financially. And there's nothing wrong with that. So actually having a professional profile with your SoundCloud clip, with yourself performing in a YouTube video, with links to all the different places where you actually cultivate your musician profile, that actually is a really good way to diversify and make sure you keep your options open and reach the people who want to support you in that work. I can't tell you how many people are in our network who are in the music industry and on LinkedIn. If, in fact, go to Real Industry and see who's liking our posts and who, our entire network on there, all like music, media, entertainment people. So you're going to meet a lot of people in the music industry just on LinkedIn through us. So make sure to, utilize it for its full benefit. Okay, let's take the last 2 minutes to ask any questions that you might have about this challenge that Tara and Simeon laid out for you. You're all bursting with ideas, aren't you? You have that perfect video in mind. You can see your backdrop, what you're going to say.
Hey, Mira, I had a question. What if in the pitch, if we create a video for the company's brand? So currently I'm working on a new project and I am going to pitch the idea for a competition. So what if we create a kind of a video where I would be speaking about a content, my company's portfolio, and it would be a global audience. So I have to prepare a pitch for that particular conference. So what if I combine both the challenge?
Yeah, Sagar, absolutely. The most important thing about this video that you're creating is that it's useful to your strategic goals. So if you have a conference and you're trying to get visibility for that conference and your role there, then make that video about that project and that conference. Pitch the people that you're trying to reach as speakers or as contestants, applicants. So that brings us to a very important point. Whatever video you create, don't create it for the sake of creating a video. Create it because it actually elevates who you are, okay? So Alexis Jones, you're trying to be in the entertainment law field, and you have this incredible wealth of expertise in the DoD. If I were you, I would create a video on an entertainment law related project that you nailed. And it might be a class activity that you did, but maybe you called it. You called what that entertainment attorney should have done that they didn't, or maybe they did it right and you saw it coming and you predicted that. So, the fact is you're investing time and money into your education. All of those experiences that you do in class are experiences that you should be in some way shaping to be able to say, I'm the right entertainment attorney for you. I'm the right prospect for your law firm because I know entertainment law like no one else does. Like find a way to elevate your role in that regard. Eliza, same with you, with all the sound projects that you've done for school or anything that you've done with your side hustle. Your video should be about your expertise in this regard, the kinds of projects that you've done. Click on the links below to get samples of my work, right? So each one of you should be able to, in a sense, bring your experiences to life by way of this video and any other posts that you put in your LinkedIn. And also, Tara, I don't think you've told them about Wednesday. I think you should tell them about Wednesday. What is this Wednesday thing? We know about Monday kickoffs and we know about Friday mentorship. Why is there a Wednesday thing?
So I think I might have mentioned it in the WhatsApp group, but Shay has graciously given us another 30 minutes of her time, as she kind of stated at the end, for like office hours. So I know we just threw a lot of information at you guys. So when you go and you start working on your LinkedIn and you make a video, we figured halfway through the week, we'd have an office hours for you guys to come back with more tailored questions. And like she said, she's willing to look at your profile specifically or look at your post and give you tips to better engage with your audience and better like get your target market's attention. So Wednesday afternoon, I think it's 4 to 4:30 p.m. Central Time, so 5 p.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. Pacific. We'll have half an hour for office hours for you guys to come and ask like specific questions of Shay and for her to kind of give you tips on your specific profile.
Thanks, Tara. So the best use of your time between now and Wednesday would be to take a stab at all of the things that we've just described. Take a stab at that video, take a stab at the description, take a stab at the about section, putting up a post and tagging people, and just, it's 1.0, right? So once you have that, you'll have something to be able to drop in the chat window and say, Shay, check out my profile. Give me feedback on this. And then on Friday that's gonna be a great opportunity for you to meet a lot of mentors who are going to be able to give you their feedback on the words that you've chosen, the experiences and how you've marketed them. And that's gonna be a really, an additional great way to have real industry perspective. You know, a lot of industry professionals who were at last Friday's event said, how do I bring some of the internship opportunities that are at my company to these students? How do I, if I have jobs that I'm looking to fill, how might I share it with them? Well, this is it, folks. You know, you're gonna sharpen your real industry, your LinkedIn profile, and you're going to be sharing it. You're constantly going to be sharing it, and they're going to start sharing back what those opportunities are, and there's going to be a match. So yeah, we're excited for this week. Awesome. We'll start getting our LinkedIn shored up, and then subsequent weeks with Spotify and Facebook and Descript and people from those companies. Autodesk is interested in meeting y'all. They're posting it, the word of this mentorship opportunity in their employee resource group, another big company with a lot of great job opportunities. So hang in there and like kill it with this challenge.
And I will see you guys Wednesday, hopefully.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Is it at